Hello, everybody, and welcome to my lesson today. We are going to talk about geography and maps, and we are going to label our continents. So let me show you what we have here. Today for the lesson, you are going to need, this is my control. You don't have this at home. We have your map, which you may or may not have from last week's lesson. I have my labels, also from last week's lesson. I moved them into this week's folder just in case you needed to reprint them. I also have my labels that I used from last week. These are north, south, east, and west. I had already written and cut them out, okay? So I have these saved from last week. Again, if you don't have them, you are welcome to do one of two things. You can reprint them and do them again, or you can write them directly onto your paper here, and I will show you how to do that. So we will get started, and I'm gonna start by showing you my map. This is my map. Now, if for some reason you think this would be handy to have at home, I would love to forward it on to you so you can print it out and have a little copy at home. This is my control chart that I would use with the kiddos. And at school, I would just give it to them and they would have it to help them in reference to the colors of the continents that we use in Montessori and the labeling. So I'm gonna sing you my song, and I'm gonna sing it to you. It might be different than you've heard before. I'm gonna sing it to you in a way that helps the kiddos go from left to right when they see the names of the continents, and they can sing it in their heads or out loud while they're coloring. It'll help them remember which continent is which. So listen to my song. These are the continents, these are the continents, these are the continents of the world. There's North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. These are the continents, these are the continents, these are the continents of the world. So this is the song I teach them in the class. Again, it will help them to do all of the geography things that we will do. So when we sing our song, and I'm gonna lay this right here. Again, the materials for today, we are gonna need our map, and I didn't discuss the colors, so it's gonna be all the colors here, with the exception of blue. We're not gonna color, I am not gonna color the ocean blue, but you are welcome to when we're finished with this. I'm going to need scissors and a pencil, and we will get started. Oh, and a glue stick. So I'm going to lay this, where can I lay this? So it's out of the way. Here we go. There we go, perfect. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Try to lift it up so you can see better. So when we look at the continents, we look at the first one. The first one we sing is our continent, okay? And this is my clue to the kiddos when they aren't sure, which continent do we live on? And you can say, well, it's the first continent in our continent song, and that's when they know what it is. So it's the first one over here. So I'm going to put my orange color here. This might be easier. Here we go. So first I'm gonna set all my colors out. It'll make it easier for when we go to color. Orange, North America. What color is the next one? South America is pink. Pink, South America. The next one we have is Africa. Africa is green. Green, and I'm gonna put this on Africa. The next one we have is Europe. Europe is red. I have a red. I'm gonna put it on Europe. I'm actually angle it a little because Europe kind of touches our next one, which is Asia, is yellow. I'll put my yellow right on Asia. And don't forget Australia. Australia is brown. Here is my brown. Put it right here. And last but not least is Antarctica. He's very large and at the bottom. I'm gonna put my white there. Now, this is where the kiddos will always tell me, but Teacher Dana, we don't have to color it because then you can't see it. But you know what? If they want to color it, cool. If they don't want to color it, that's also okay. They understand that white on white paper doesn't really translate, so, or it translates to them in a fact that we don't have to color it, so we can leave it blank. That's okay too. So here, and now I'm all set up here. Do you see how I'm all set up for coloring my continents? I'm gonna move this out of the way and I'm gonna start to color. Now you can color along with me, or you can continue to watch. Maybe you wanna watch me color. It's kind of soothing sometimes to watch somebody else color. I'm gonna start with the first one here on my left-hand side. It is North America. So I'm gonna color North America. Do you remember what color North America is? Orange. I bet you do. Orange. Franklin remembers. He's saying orange. It is orange. North America has lots of parts. So we are part of North America, and we wouldn't talk about this in the classroom, but just for the sake of me not sitting here in silence, I will tell you, we are part of North America, but we live inside of a country in North America, right? Continents are the continents. It's big, what all of this land here is all of the continent. But we live in a country inside of the continent. There's my orange, and I'm gonna put him to the side. So that kind of tells me that I'm finished with him. So my orange goes to the side because I'm done. North America, South America. So South America is pink. And as we talked about last week with our North and our South in the East and West lesson, North America is up here because it's in the Northern Hemisphere. And South America is down here in the Southern Hemisphere, okay? So if we break up our Earth into 2 or 4 pieces, that's how we tell. South is down here and North is up here. So I'm finished with him. I'm gonna put pink to the side here. Move on to Africa. Africa is green. I'm gonna color all of Africa green. Africa, yeah, you got it. It's right there, right where you're at. Africa. And then when we get into talking about the continents and the different kinds of animals that live in the different continents, that's always fun to learn about. So I'm done with the green. I'm gonna put them to the side. Now if I forget and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at, I can sing my song again. North America, South America, Africa, Europe. Oh, I'm on Europe. Europe is red. Europe kind of goes into Asia here. So we estimate where we think it ends. I'm gonna say it ends right around here. Okay, so I'm gonna color it and I'll show you here in a second. Europe is north of Africa, right? He's above. On a map, it looks like he's above. Is north of Africa. Here we go, and he's real small. And I'm gonna move my things for a second so I can show you where Europe is. There's no line, like there's lines on the rest of, I feel like there's lines on the rest of that delineate where each of our continents are. Here we go, let's move these back. Now after, since I'm finished, I can help you in 1 minute. Remember when we talked about, I will help you as soon as I'm finished. So now we have Asia. And Asia is to the east of Europe and Africa, or to the right, depending on which direction we're talking about, right? We will color all of Asia, and Asia is the largest continent, I believe. Maybe Antarctica is. That'd be an interesting thing to find out, whether or not Antarctica or Asia were the biggest. But in the continents that people live on, Asia is the largest, because I don't think anybody lives on Antarctica. But another thing that we could ask, we could research, right? Okay, so we have Asia, and that big one is Asia, and we colored him in, and he's yellow. And don't forget Australia. Australia is an island down here south of Asia. We'll color him brown, and he's got some islands around him, even though he's an island. I don't know why I called him a he, but sometimes I do things like that. So, and Australia has some here. I guess there's parts of those islands are yellow and parts of these islands are not. So continue. There we go. Now we are done. Last but not least, we have we have Antarctica down here. We're going to color him white. Or you can leave him blank since white on white is still white. And here is my map. Now, like I said,
plus white.
All of the colors that we colored are continents, which is land. And we discussed that quite a bit earlier this school year. So you know that all these colors are land, right? They're all land. And the parts that you see that are white, that aren't Antarctica, is water. So the water, you're welcome to color blue. I'm going to leave it white for now so we can move on, but if you want to make your ocean blue, that would be lovely.
Do you know that they color yellow?
So we're going to talk about the labels. So I'm going to move this to the side here. And we are going to do our labels. Now these are the continent names. So I'm going to trace them. Remember how we pick up our pencil? We put our pincher out and we kind of put him in his mouth, right? The pincher's mouth. That kind of, to me, looks like it's in the middle of his mouth. And we use our 2 fingers and our thumb to write. So now we're going to write the labels. Please, Franklin. Okay, North America is first. N, A, R, T, H, A, M, E, R, I, K, A. North America.
You have to go with
South America is S, A, T, H. I don't know if I skipped one there. A, M, E, R, I, K, A. Africa. A, R, I, K, A. Europe. E, A, R, A, H, E. Asia. A, I, A. Australia. A, S, T, R, A, I, L, I, A. And Antarctica. A, M, T, A, R, K, T, I, K, A. Now that I have traced all of my words, I have to cut out along the dark black lines here. So I'm going to pick up my scissors. And remember our pincher again, we're going to flip them upside down. And we're going to put our thumb at the top and our fingers on the bottom. And you might use 3 fingers. That would be okay too if that helps you, but I'm going to use 2. Remember, open, shut, open, shut. So now we go along the thick black lines, and I'm going to cut our labels out so that we can label our continents. Remember where this paper is going to go? It's going to go into our recycling bin or garbage can at home, whichever you use at your house. So I'm going to do that when I'm finished. Do your best. If you don't cut on the black lines, it's okay. But this is a good practice for us, isn't it? You're going to see one that's blank. because we don't have 7 continents on our planet. There's 8 labels here. So now we are going to get our labels. We're going to lay them out so you can read them. We're going to read them together and label them together. Now, this one you might need a little help with, and that's okay to need help. Or you can get the help from me if you're sitting there with me doing the lesson. I have my map and I have my labels. Now, here's where we can review our song one more time. These are the continents, these are the continents, these are the continents of the world. There's North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. Don't forget Australia, don't forget Antarctica. These are the continents, these are the continents, these are the continents of the world. So we're going to put this up here, actually. Let's see, do we have room? I might hold it right here. That will work too. So, good. We have our map that you can see here and our labels. Now the first one we talk about is where we live. We live on North America and it's the orange one. So we can find our North America label. I'm going to take my cap off my glue. North America. North America starts with N. N. Flip it over. Just a dot of glue. And we will put him on North America. Okay. North America. Below it is South America, like you see here. South America starts with S. Find South America. Oh, there he is. South America. We'll flip him over. Oops. And I'm showing it to you one more time just in case you needed to read it. South America. And he goes on the pink one. South America. Africa comes next. Africa. Africa. So we're looking for an A, which a lot of them start with A, don't they? And then the second letter is Fa. Fa. So Afa. So no, I don't think they're these ones. This one says Africa. There it is. Africa. Turn him over. Oh, I got glue on my finger. Put a little dot of glue. And we'll flip him back over. Africa. We're going to put him on the green one. Africa. And next we have Africa. Europe is the red one. Europe starts with a eh, even though it doesn't sound like eh. So Europe is over here. Here's Europe. Little dot of glue. I might put this label above Europe so I don't cover him up. I think this label would cover him up all the way, so I'm going to put him above so you can see him just like that. Europe. And then the next one is, and if you don't remember, we can always sing the song. North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia. So now we found ass. Even though it doesn't say ass, Asia is the AS one. This one here. Here we go. Asia. Over. Dot of glue. We're going to put him on the yellow continent. That's Asia. Don't forget Australia. Which one is Australia, do you think? Australia is the one that says So there's one and there's Australia looks like this. Australia. Flip him over. Little dot of glue. I'm going to also put him above so he doesn't get covered with the label. Okay. And the very last one, hopefully this is it, right? Is Antarctica. There it is, Antarctica. Antarctica is down at the very bottom. He's very south. So we'll put him right there. Good. Now we have one last thing to do. Do you remember those little labels that we had with north, south, east, and west? So I'm going to put this map down since we don't need it anymore. We've already labeled all of our continents. Okay, so I'll let you see it, just in case you need something to look at. If you need to pause the video here, this is where you could pause the video and you could finish your labeling of your continents. Okay, so we have that. Now, to put everything together, since we talked about left and right and north, south, east, and west, I am going to put my labels here. And I'm going to put them down. And we're going to label our map. I would like you to know when you look at a map, there's a north, there's south, there's east, and there's west. So when you look at this map here, let me bring this over for reference, okay? This is our compass, remember? This is our compass, and when we look at a map, this is the way the map will look to us. So I'm going to put it over here. Maybe you can help me out with this. When I look at my map, where is north? Well, north is going to be the top of your map, always. North will be the top of your map. So I don't have to glue these on, but I'm going to so you can see them so I can pick them up. So let's leave this here. So where's north? North starts with N. North, when you look at a map, is always the top of your map. This is north. I'm going to put a little dot of glue, and you're welcome to glue these on too if you'd like to. But it's probably going to cover some of your other labels. North. North is at the top of our map, like this. The opposite side of north is south. So if this is north up here, like North America's north, down here, it's kind of in the name here, down below at the very bottom, it's going to be south. So we'll find our south label, and we will put a little dot of glue, and I'm going to put this on the south. Okay. So just like we have on our compass, north, and then down here is south. Now that doesn't mean up high is north. That means when you're looking at a flat map, it's north up top. And we'll talk more about that in a different day. So this is north when you look at a map, and this is south when you look at a map. Okay? Now the other two are going to be east and west. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So when we look at our map here, or our compass, the sun rises over here and the sun goes down over here. So when I look at this, I can see that east is on the right, isn't it? East is over on the right. So I'm going to take my east label, put a dot of glue, and I'm going to put east over here so that we know that this side is east. This is east. And I just put them out. I didn't want to cover Australia. So this over here on the right side is east. And behind east, if you're looking east, if you're looking towards where the sun rises in the morning, behind you will always be west. So here's my west label, little dot of glue, and west. And there we have it. We have all of our labels. Hopefully that helps us with our directions later on in life. There we go. Let me bring you up here so you can see it. And maybe if you need to pause it to look at it again, you can see what I've done here. North, south, east, and west. Those are our directions. All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for joining my lesson today. I hope you learned some about directions. Maybe you can go outside and you can face the sun, and depending on what time of the day it is, you can see which direction is happening right now. So now at my house, it is just past noon. And so when it's noon, the sun is right above our heads. And as the sun goes down, it will go towards the west. So it's starting to come down over here. Not too much, but by the time it's dinner time and bedtime, we'll see the sun go down. For me, it's over here. So I compel you to go outside and see which way the sun is, and then that will help you with your direction, okay? Thank you for joining my lesson today, and I'll see you soon.